What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Jerome, and I'm here tonight with the review for How to Get Away with Murder. This is season number 5, episode 13, and it's titled, Where Are Your Parents? So, without further ado, let's get into the video. It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your parents are? Nah, what's up? So, I'm gonna start this out. So, it's Christmas time, and we see the kids. They are at their house. They're decorating the tree. Laura wants to go all out for Christopher. Like, girl, this is his first Christmas. He's not gonna remember shit. So I don't know why you've been so nitpicky and not. But oh god, Laurel gets on my fucking nerves. But you know what? In this episode, she didn't. I'm about to lie. I'm about to say she didn't work my nerves as much as she did, but she kind of did. And I'm gonna get to that point when she worked my nerves a little later in the video. All right, y'all. So we see Annalise. She has her mom there at her apartment, and then her mom was like, oh, this is nice. And it's like, Anna Mae, why am I here? And Annalise says that she wants to spend time with her. And then her mom was like, her mom was basically questioning, like, nah, there's something else going on that you ain't telling me, Anna Mae. What is it? So then the phone rings, and it's the FBI agent, Claire. She's wanting to talk with Annalise, and she tells her she knows that she tried to adopt West. And, she'll give her immunity for everything. And Annalise is like, you know what? Can this wait until after the holidays are over with? So then we see Nate. He comes over there to see Annalise and her mama. And, Annalise's mama asks about Nate's dad. And he says, right now he's just a little bit under the weather. Because Annalise is like, mama, stop. And then, Annalise and Nate, they talk. And she tells him that the FBI has offered her immunity. And, Nate tells her that she needs to take that deal and that he can take care of himself. But she says that's not what she wants. So then, her mama, they're laying in bed. Her mama asks her, she's like, are you drinking again? She's like, what's going on between you and Nathaniel? Because I overheard everything. And, her mama tells her, Nathaniel is a good man. You do not need to take that deal whatsoever. So then we saw another scene where we had Frank, Annalise, Bonnie, and Nate there together. And, Frank tells Nate that he did a good job with that copycat, which I'm going to get to that a little later. I'm putting things in order of how people flowed. So things are going to be a little out of place right now, but it's going to make sense in the end. So, telling him with the copycat, it was a case that happened between, what's her name? What is the governor? I can't remember her name right now. So he told her a good job with that. So then Bonnie walks away, and then Nate is telling Frank that the FBI offered Annalise immunity, and Frank thinks that Annalise should take it. So then Bonnie, she is still a whole mess. And then Tegan comes up. We see Tegan and Emmett. They show up. This is Christmas dinner, I guess. And, Bonnie asks Annalise, do you think you can trust her? And Annalise is like, can I trust anybody at this point? No, you cannot trust anybody at this point, Annalise. So then we see Emmett, he's giving a toast. And her mama's like, who the fuck are you? And, Annalise is like, mama, that's my boss. She's like, oh, the way he was talking, I thought that was your boyfriend. And then, her mama tells this story about how when Annalise was in the first grade, she would fix a lunch for her to take to school every day. But on her way to school, she would give it to a homeless person, and she didn't know that because she didn't find this out until the principal, called and was like, she never has a lunch for school. And then her mama went off on the principal. Come to find out, Annalise was giving her lunch to the homeless man. So then we see Annalise's mama. She's on the phone with her daddy. And, she's telling her daddy about the house, how Annalise is asking questions about it. I'm like, you lying. Annalise don't give a crap about that man. So then we see her and Nate out in the hallway talking, and Annalise is like, yeah, that wasn't me, that was my sister. It ain't no way in hell I would have gave a homeless man my lunch. I couldn't do nothing but laugh. So then we see Tegan. She is talking to Bonnie, and she's telling Bonnie, you have my condolences for the loss of Miller. And Bonnie's like, how do you know anything about that? And Tegan is like, I know that because I have people who work at the FBI. She said, was that not public knowledge? And Bonnie's like, no, but I'm leaving. So then later we see Emmett. Emmett is cleaning up Annalise's kitchen, putting up the leftovers. And Annalise comes in and she asks, well, where's Tegan at? He said, Tegan went to meet up with a friend. And then, he says once he's finished, he'll take an Uber home. And, then, I guess he was telling her he was kind of envious of her life because she got people in her life who care about her. And, she don't think that so much. And then, he says, yeah, your friends do like you. And she said, she was looking at him like, really? So he was talking about himself. And, he thanks her for welcoming him in. And then there was this weird, awkward moment where I thought he was going to try to kiss Annalise, but he didn't, because Annalise kind of, put a halt to that. Like, nah, brah, that ain't about to go down. Nah. All right, so then I did forget to mention that we had this scene where Nate was with Annalise's mama. Annalise's mama was telling Nate that she had communication with his dad after, I guess, the trial that they had, the case that they had, the class action suit. They were in communication with they were writing with one another, and Nate's dad was really proud of him. She pulls out the letters out of her purse and she hands them to Nate, and for him to read them at his leisure. And then Annalise comes in there, and her mom was like, what, with everything that's going on with y'all, why don't you two marry each other? That way, whatever's going on with the FBI, they cannot force you to testify against each other, because that will give you guys spousal privilege. And then we also saw this scene where her mom was getting ready to leave. And, they sit and they talk, about her mom and her daddy. And her mom was like, I didn't go back to your daddy because I went back to him because I loved him, but she went back more so for herself. And, then Annalise tells her mama that, Sam had a baby with his first wife, Gabriel, aka New West. And she tells her mama that she is not like her, and she's alone. And her mom's like, no, you're not alone, because you got me. And they have a real heart to heart. So then we see Annalise after, I guess her mama had left. She was having a drink, and she calls the FBI agent Claire, and she tells her she'll meet with her at 3 p.m. the next day. Now I want to backtrack just a little bit, because we had this scene where Frank, he went over to make amends with New West. And, New West tells him that he told the feds what Annalise wanted him to say. And then Frank is basically telling him, I knew who you were. I could have told Annalise months ago who you were if I thought you were a threat to her. But I did not think that you were a threat to her. And so he was like, so you're not going home to your mom? He said no, he can't go home to his mom because he's lying to his mom about everything. And I'm like, oh, so that's the reason that you're not going home, because you're lying to your mom. Okay. If you say hot diggity damn, Bonnie motherfucking Winterbottom, she is a real OG, like for real. Like I just sat there looking at my TV screen, like I know you lying, like you lying, like you lying. Like I know Bonnie does not have her ass sitting at this funeral and you killed Miller. I'm like, I know y'all lying to me that Bonnie motherfucking Winterbottom is at this funeral. Ha! You can pay me money to believe that shit. So then after the funeral was over with, Miller's mom comes up to Bonnie and she's like, how did you know that the governor was behind this before anybody said anything about it? And, Bonnie kind of pushed it off a little bit. And then, his mom was talking about how they bleached his body. I'm like, God, they bleached his body beyond recognition. And she didn't really get to see his body. And, she tells her, you know what? I want you to find who did this to my son because I want to see them die. I'm like, ooh. You're looking at the person, right? You're looking at the person in front of you that killed your son. Now, she might not have threw the bleach on him, but yeah. That's the person that killed your son. So then we saw this scene where, Frank is telling Bonnie about what happened with the kids. And I will get into that a little bit later, what happened to the kids. And how, he should have went with her to the funeral. And then, she tells him how lately she's been feeling very dizzy and very nauseous. And I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, I know Bonnie is not pregnant. Like, what the fuck? This can't be real. So he asked her if she took a pregnancy test. She said, no, I can't deal with that right now, which, shit, I wouldn't be able to either. I killed a motherfucker and then I might be pregnant with his baby? Like, hell nah. Like, I throw my ass down the stairs. Hey, y'all saw that meme of Lois Griffin where I think it was an episode where Stewie was trying to kill her and Stewie pushed her down the stairs It's been a lot of fucking memes with that one where she just going down the stairs. One of them said when the doctor told me I'm pregnant, I'm like, oh my God. But we're gonna move on from that. All right, so then we see the kids, they are watching the news. On the news, they're talking about how Miller's body was treated, how it was bleached beyond recognition. And they also talk about how it's kind of similar. It's not kind of similar. It's exactly similar to a murder that happened to someone who was associated with the governor. And then Connor comes in. He says that his mom is on her way, and she's kind of sensitive right now about taking down that photo. And I'm like, what? Because she loves Asher? He says, leave it alone. So then we see the kids. Oliver is dressed up as Santa Claus holding baby Christopher, and they're taking pictures of him. And then Connor takes his mom's phone, and Michaela's like, make sure that there are no photos in there of Miller and Nate. And his mom's like, what are you guys talking about? And they dodge to her. And then Frank shows up telling the kids that New West is going to be joining them for Christmas. He tells Michaela and Laurel that, and they're like, no, absolutely not. And Frank is like, it's better to have him with you guys, so that way you can control what happens with him, as opposed to having him out here doing doing whatever he wants to do. So then Michaela tells Frank about the mysterious phone call that Laurel got, which I don't think I even gotten to that point yet. But I might have missed that part. I think that happened earlier. It did happen earlier when I was setting up for the Christmas tree. Sorry about that. Did not mean to miss that. So Frank says, what, if it happens again, just let me know. So we see Asher and New West. They show up to Christmas dinner, and Connor's mom like, Asher, take your shirt off. He's like, huh? She's like, not like that. I have an ugly Christmas sweater that I want you to put on. She's like, oh, sorry, New West. I don't have one for you. He's like, no, it's okay. Let's see what's next. So we see the kids, they're having dinner, and then, I guess Connor's mom and Asher were sitting by each other. So then Connor wanted Asher to switch with Oliver, so they switched. And his mom was like, I don't know why you been like this. She's like, because I'm a cool mom. Like, I let my teenage son have sex with a 23-year-old man in my house. I'm like, there's something wrong with Connor's mom. Something seriously wrong with that woman. So then we see Claire, the FBI agent. She shows up with a warrant for the wedding photos. And then we see the kids. They call Annalise, but Annalise was with Emmett. So then, Connor's mom, she starts to ask questions about the wedding and him having her delete the photos. And do I need to call your dad to get his lawyer? Connor says no. So then we see Michaela. She goes upstairs to talk to New West. And once again, he's still questioning about Sam. He's like, can you tell me anything, the last thing you remember about Sam? I'm like, I don't necessarily know if you want to know that detail. The fact that they were the last ones to see Sam alive. If I were you, I would just let it go. Like, let that shit go. Sam was not a good person. Like, Sam got Lila pregnant and had her killed. Like, Sam is not a good person. I don't know why he wants to make Sam somebody he wasn't. Sam was a piece of shit. Ugh. All right. So then we see downstairs, they're talking to the FBI. They're taking Oliver's laptop. And Laura's like, shouldn't I be looking to my father? And Claire's like, nope, because everything that we're looking at, everything that is leading us right here. I'm like, oh my God, what have y'all done? What have y'all done? So then we see Annalise with the kids. They are talking about what they should do, what they shouldn't do. And then, Laura asked Annalise if she should do, I forgot what she asked her, if she should contact Claire. And, Annalise says, no, do not contact Claire because I'm actually going to meet with Claire. And I'm like, why are you going to meet with Claire? And she's like, because she called me to have a meeting with her. So then as Annalise is getting ready to leave, Frank goes up to Annalise and he asks Annalise, so what are you going to do? Are you going to take the deal? She's like, hey, did you tell Bonnie? He says no. And she just walks right out the door. So then we see this scene where Connor, he returns back home because he left Oliver with his mom. And his mom wants to know, like, what the hell is going on at this point? And, Connor tells her, the governor is behind this. And it's really because of the whole class action suit that they did against her. And she's just trying to scare them to drop some of their clients. And, she's like, oh, I'm so proud of you. I'm like, good save, Connor. Good save. All right, so next to last, I'm kind of glad I did it in this way. So we see the FBI agent Claire. She was at Tegan's home and she's trying to get some information on Annalise. And Tegan is like, I don't think Annalise has anything to do with this because I was with Annalise when the news came out about Miller and she looked really shocked. And then the Claire's like, well, do you think what do you feel about going to a Christmas dinner? Which we see Tegan, she went to the dinner. So then we see this other scene where Tegan is with the FBI agent when Annalise called her to set up that meeting to meet with her, and Annalise asked her, was the immunity still good? And then Tegan asked her, so you're offering her immunity? She says, yeah, unless you can give me some evidence not to give her the immunity. So then we see Annalise, she was preparing to meet with the FBI. We saw New West, he was on the phone talking with his mama about having dinner with Michaela. And then Bonnie takes a pregnancy test. She goes downstairs. She tells Frank that she's not pregnant. So then we see Laurel. Laurel gets on my fucking nerves, like I've said plenty of times before. We see Laurel. She calls Claire. I'm like, what the fuck you call her for and leave a voicemail for? Laurel is going to be... Oh. So then we see Tegan. She's meeting with someone, telling them about Claire. And then we flash back to when she was in the car with Claire. And, she asked her to protect her. And she says, I got you. And Tegan says that you don't really care about me. And then she tells her, she tells her how she doesn't work late on Fridays or something like that. And what she does on Sunday. She's like, so yeah, all you know is that I'm lonely, I'm single. And Claire's like, well, I'm single too. So then we see, Tegan tell her, come here. And they start kissing each other. So then we see, so she's with that, whoever she was talking to, she tells him she wants to be assigned to a new agent. And then we see him, he goes talk to Claire. So Claire says that, the evidence is planted because, he was talking about how offering the immunity deal to New West, planting the evidence. She said, no, all the evidence that they have has been planted, which, girl, you are right. But I'm glad that Tegan did what she did to get you off the case instead of you dying. Be glad you're not dead, bitch. Just be glad you're not dead. Because you could be dead. Just saying, you could be dead. But you're not. So then someone comes into the interrogation room where Annalise is, and they told her they have to reschedule, and she says why. And the girl tells her she's not at liberty to discuss that. So then we see Tegan, and she goes over to Annalise, and she's telling Annalise, you know what, I bought you some time until Claire's replacement catches up. So then once Tegan leaves, Annalise gets a call from a blocked number, and then she goes meet someone, and we see that it's the governor. And the governor said that she did not kill Miller, but she tells Annalise that she knows who killed Little Nate, and it was none other than Emmett, which I think I might have said that in a review, or I might have said that on Forrest Rock's tweet, on Forrest Rock's is one of her reviews. I don't know, but I've been suspecting for the longest time that it was Emmett who was behind Lil Nate's death. I thought the governor was too easy, and I never believed it was Miller. I always had a sneaky suspicion that it was Emmett. But that was How to Get Away with Murder. Like the video, leave your comments, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys Sunday for all of you who watch my reviews, who don't watch anything that I talk about with Power Rangers. For everybody who just watch my, reality TV shows and How to Get Away with Murder reviews, I will see you guys again on Sunday for The Real Housewives of Atlanta. See you then.